Hey YouTubers, in my last vlog I covered a bit of large format photography, me out shooting some shots. For a moment I talked about how I had my gear packed in my Mindshift Gear Backlight 26L, and I commented that it just barely fit, and it did. You know, I have exactly what I need to shoot large format in that bag, but no room for error, no room for anything extra. So I contacted my friends at Mindshift Gear and asked if they could provide me with a review unit of a larger bag, which is called the FirstLight. And they have several sizes of that. I asked for the 40 liter because I felt like I needed a good measure of extra space. So I figure that size bag will give me a little extra room to put some more stuff in. I do have to be careful so that I don't get the bag so heavy that I don't want to carry it. But that's a whole nother discussion. So what I'm doing tonight, I got the bag today. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to unbox it. So here we go. This will be the first time I'm seeing this bag, so I am seeing it when you're seeing it. Well, I'm a little ahead of you. Only because it's going to take me an hour or so to get this video finished. Alright, yes, it is a much bigger bag than the Backlight 26L, no doubt about that. It is supposed to be airline compatible, so the dimensions, what are the dimensions? See, I'm horrible at that. I think it's like 22 by 14 by 9 or something like that, so it's just within most airline specifications. Now let me talk about this just for a moment. The price, I believe, is $329 for the 40L, which is what I've got here. And it weighs about 6 pounds, and that's a couple more pounds than the Backlight 26L. So let's get this baby out of wow, very impressive. Nice materials as per usual with Think Tank and Mindshift Gear bags. I'm a big fan of these bags. So let's have a look around. First off, as I said, it's a good sized bag. Let's pull the Backlight up next to it. 26 liter, 40 liter, pretty big size difference. Overall, the construction looks very similar to the Backlight. One thing I'm going to note right away, and I'll just go ahead and unzip it. The Backlight is a rear entry bag and the FirstLight is a front entry bag. So that's like a major feature difference between the two bags. Aside from that, I think it has a whole lot in common with the Backlight. I keep referring to the Backlight because I've done at least 3 videos about it, so you can go back in my video history and see my commentary on it, and so that's why I keep referring back to it. You can go see those videos and see what features it has, like side pockets for either water bottles or securing your tripod to the side, extra pockets on the front with stuff like jackets, accessories, that sort of stuff. The materials feel pretty much the same. This handle is quite a bit nicer than the Backlights. The Backlight, you know, it's a smaller bag, so you're not likely to put as much gear into it. This guy has a padded handle, which would make it easier to handle the kind of weight you're going to put into a bag this size. It looks like the FirstLight has a water bladder compartment on it, which is nice, and obviously you don't have to put a Camelback bladder in here. You can put anything you want in here. It kind of expands. That's kind of cool. I can imagine putting maybe the rail for my Arca Swiss monorail in here when it's sort of removed from the camera itself. That might be a good place to tuck that away so that it doesn't poke anybody. So let's go ahead and get the bag open. I kind of hinted at it a moment ago. The packing example. This is actually, I like the fact they put this in here because I think it kind of captures how the bag was originally set up. And I actually kept the one from my Backlight so that I could kind of set it up the same way and make sure I have all the dividers when I eventually give it away, which is what I do with these bags that are given to me as review samples. Eventually I give them away once I move on to something different. Lots of dividers, and it looks like they've addressed one of my complaints. I haven't talked about it before. Some experience with the backlight led me to the opinion that I like this smooth fabric that they put on the pads. But the problem is, on the backlight, all the pads just have this slick material. They don't have this Velcro stripe. So if you wanted to stick a pad to another pad in the backlight, you just can't do it. So it looks like they've addressed that by putting some Velcro in the middle of these large pads. So yay on that. That is going to help me out a lot, I think. There's kind of a variety. There's this, like I was saying, the more slick surface, kind of a nylon surface, and then a couple of pads that have, female Velcro on them, essentially. That is similar to the way these larger dividers are done. I've been calling these pads, they're dividers. And then the whole interior of the bag has that material. All of the Think Tank bags come with a rain cover. And I believe this one is convertible to a ground cloth, which would come in handy. There's definitely a trade-off with using a bag that has a front opening, because you end up putting the straps in the back of the bag down on the ground. And if you're in a wet, muddy, sandy, that kind of area, you'd want to put something down on the ground to kind of keep that stuff from ending up on your back. So due to that trade-off, I think they've gone to this design where it's basically a ground cloth that you can then pull a drawstring on and kind of close it around the bag, and then you can use that as a rain cover for the bag. And they're great about just including this stuff. You don't pay any extra for that. I just wanted to comment on the inside of this front panel. There are some zippered compartments in here that seem pretty roomy, and they seem a lot more roomy in comparison to the backlight. The backlight, obviously, again, smaller bag, but they kind of have this extra material. It makes them more like a pouch. Let me grab the backlight. Yeah, there's not as much give in these pockets. I've never actually used them because there's just not a lot of room, but you could put stuff like filters and so forth in there. But this isn't a unboxing of the backlight, it's an unboxing of the FirstLight. Another feature that this bag has that I was really interested in, and I'm not quite sure how to get there because I literally just opened it. You can essentially adjust the height of the bag so that the shoulder straps are the right distance from the waist belt for your height. Because that's pretty important, and on a bag like this, a larger bag, you're going to carry some heavy gear. You want to get the weight on your hips, not on your shoulders. And if a bag doesn't adjust, you might have a tricky time doing that depending on the height of the bag. So this is a feature I was really interested in. I think it's going to help me carry the larger amount of weight that I'm guaranteed to put in this thing. So anyway, that is the unboxing. I'm really looking forward to playing around with configuring this thing and figuring out how to get my 4x5 set up in it. And I'll do a video on that once I kind of figure it out and give you an idea of what I'm taking on my trip and so forth. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.